great evening to you, my people. It's your girl Keeley coming from my bedroom. Actually, I just want to reach out to the people. I've seen a few clients today, and there's a general theme that pervades, which is stress, anxiety, and fear, panic attacks. And I want to share with you what I'm sharing with my people individually, because listen, if we don't get a control of our mind in this time, we're already doomed if we don't get a gauge, if we don't able to control our mind, because there's some serious times we're in right now. So what I want to encourage the people to do is feel free to clipboard. I want you to feel free to inbox me your questions, your queries. If you need to vent, schedule a call. I'm happy to be of service. What I want you to think about, though, is this is my tip for today, is I want to encourage you to be thinking about what you can actually control. Because one of the things, it's really interesting, because through this experience, what I'm realizing, as I said to my mentor yesterday, is that actually, yes, of course we're in lockdown, no two ways about that. But what, so psychologist Lara was my first mentor, and she was incredibly helpful, helping me to kind of move through and go through a change. But what I said to Lara is, like, this is like being in prison, and the prisoners who did the best out of prison were the prisoners who found purpose, who channeled their energy into what they could control. And the prisoners who came off worse were the prisoners who fought the system. They would usually get carried foot first to the seg. Big up my brethren Tony. Him and I watched that happen many a time, because they were fighting the system. And for whatever reason, they thought they could control it by being misbehaving. It ain't happening. So we are also in such a situation. We're in lockdown. The greatest challenge of what the themes keep coming out today is people are focusing their attention and their energy on what they can't control. When we as humans focus our attention and energy on what we can't control, all that's going to happen is you're going to find that you find more things that you cannot control. Now, that is not good for your mental health. That will mash you up. That will make it means you're focusing your energy and your power on what you can't control. It's not good for you. It's not good for your greatness, and it's not good for your mental health. That will inevitably lead to stress, worry, and will also inspire panic attacks. Why don't we want panic attacks? We don't want panic attacks because, say, if you have a panic attack now, where do you think, wherever you are, if they call, who do you think they're going to call for you? I'll tell you who they're going to call for you. They're going to call ambulance for you. And where is the ambulance going? To the hospitals. We don't need to be going to no hospitals. Yeah, right now ain't the time to be going to no hospitals. So what we have to learn to do, and this is very different from how I communicate usually. I never say to my client, this is what you need to do. But actually, because we're in survival mode, it is about actually telling people what you need to do to best protect your mental health. Yeah, so this is very different. It's a very different stance, but this is just some of the tactics that I know from experience of working in prison will help you to get through this. The first tactic is you need to focus your energy on what you can control. Focusing your energy and stressing and worrying about X, Y, Z, next month, 6 months, 6 years, what it's going to look like will mash you up. It's not going to be good for your mental health. It's not good for your mental health. I'm going to say it to you again. It's not good for your mental health to be worrying about things you cannot control. It's outside of your remit. When our attention goes onto what we cannot control, do you know what happens? We find more things to worry about, to stress about, that we cannot control. And what happens is we begin the process of starting to become overwhelmed. And if that process is not curtailed, it will snowball. Then physically, what will happen is we'll start to get tightness of the chest. Our breathing will also be compromised. We'll start to have shallow breaths. That is the beginning of panic attack season. We don't need no panic attacks. We don't need nobody calling NHS for us. We don't want any ambulances. We know that it's the front line right now out there. We need to leave that for people who are being treated for the viruses, because we know that you won't be a priority. People, my encouragement to you is to focus your energy on what you can control. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Focus your energy and your attention on what you can control. And so one of the things that I've been looking at with my clients today is focusing on what's going to be for breakfast, lunch, and dinner tomorrow. That's it. Focus your attention on what is for breakfast, for lunch, and dinner tomorrow. Anything else, be careful of. We understand it's stressful times, but right now we are in survival mode. Survival mode means that you are not going to know yourself in such a situation. Majority of us, unless we've been refugees or brought up in severe hardship, don't know ourselves in survival mode. It's not something that we are used to. Chaos, most definitely. It's not a part of ourselves we're used to. Additionally, what will also happen is because we're in stressful situations, our coping strategies are going to be triggered. Majority of us do not know what our coping strategies are like when we're in survival mode. So it's highly likely you're going to surprise yourself as you adjust to this new normal that we find ourselves in. What time is it? Because I've got to meet my coach at 10:53. What we need to be focusing our energy on is what we can control. And one way to do that is to think about what is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner tomorrow. It's as simple as that. Focus on what is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner tomorrow. Channel your energy there, because that is in your power. That is in your power. In addition, if you're still having duvet days and box set binging, you need to start to cut it out. You need to start to cut that out. You need to start to create some routines for yourself. Not having routines, not bathing, it's not good for us. It's not good for us psychologically. We need to start to create routines for ourselves, because that gives us a sense of structure. Structure is incredibly important for human beings. So these are just a few tips. And if you're following me on Insta, you'll notice that I began to... Listen, today I was up at 7:30 this morning, getting dressed to do meditation on my Insta Live. I was there busying at myself, and I'm thinking to myself, but Key, why did you choose 8 o'clock? And the other part of my mind said, because we know that it is important to have structure. The prisoners, when I worked in prison, the prisoners who suffered the most were the ones who had nothing to do. The prisoners who benefited the best from prison, who made their time purposeful, were the individuals who had structure and some activity to do. So that's my encouragement to you. What can you focus your attention on? What is in your sphere of control? And that's as simple as that. That is today's tips from your girl Key. If you need to vent, if you need someone to talk to, inbox me. I'm happy to support people. In addition, if you looked at the pinned comment, there is also my 30 tips on how to stay sane. And every day I'm creating more, because now more than ever, it is my duty to be of service, to encourage and inspire the people. Yes, I'm wobbling. I wobble daily, and that's absolutely fine. However, what I'm doing at this particular time is challenging my energy into what I can control. And that is exactly what I will encourage you. Yes, my key worker girl out there at Tesco's, holding it up for the people. We thank you. We appreciate you. We know today we went out and we rang the bells and we clapped for the NHS, but I also want to big up the people, the cashiers at IKEA Brent Park. You know, well done, well done. We appreciate and value and need you. So that's it. That's just Key's little tips. 1, focus your attention on what you can control. It's incredibly good for managing stress and anxiety. Focus on what you can control. In addition, start to get up in the morning and bathe, put on clothes, get dressed like you got somewhere to go. That is important for your mental health, because right now it's a battle for our minds. It's all about my Stay Sane campaign, because if we lose our mind, we're doomed before any virus licks us. We have to control, we have to be able to look after our minds, because we are in a time of unprecedented stress and uncertainty. And anxiety and worry is the natural order. However, there are things that we can do. For one, download my tips on how to stay sane. I've got 30 tips and I'm still writing more today. Consider joining me at 8 a.m. for morning meditation with your girl Key. As ever, you can always inbox me if you need to just get things off your shoulder. If you need to vent, I am here for you. My duty is to be of service to the people that have put me where I am, the people who have kept me where I am. That's it for me for now. Do take care of you and each other. And remember, it's all about staying sane. Look after yourself. Peace. Your girl Key is out.